This conference will now be recorded.
So I have my speakers up as well now. If you want to speak something, you can speak, guys. Okay. Okay. So you wanted his info, Gautam. I'll put it down in the chat window. Somebody wants to talk to him. You can talk to him, guys. So he just spoke to me. Okay. So his name is Mukut and he's from Bangladesh. Okay. So he just called me on WhatsApp. So let me pull his number from WhatsApp. Okay, so yeah, I got his number. Let me see. Okay, so WhatsApp is there over here. Let me see. Good. Oh, there you go. Okay, just call me. uh, where can I get his number? Okay, there you go. Here is the number. Okay, I'm putting it down on the chat window of GoToMeeting. Gautam, you can get it or you can note it down. Okay, so his name is what is his name? Let me see. I mean, his name is Mukut. Okay, Mukut. So this is the guy. So you can talk to him and get a feel for. Maybe there might be some more jobs over there. I don't know. He was able to crack the interview this morning. That's what he told me. Okay, so he was looking for some other training because of his job. So he was asking me. So that's the story. Anyways, let's get started, guys. Let's have a quick recap. Uh, so Gautam, I hope you got the number from. I mean, from there. Okay, from the chat window. You note it down. And anybody else wants to talk to him, feel free to talk to him, guys. I think he's a nice kid. Just say that Kumar sir has given the number. He will definitely speak. Okay. Now, yesterday we were discussing about master slave configuration, guys. Today expect the class to go a little longer because we have started a little late. Okay, and I need to take a break exactly at 7:45, which is at 20 to 25 minutes from now, to drop off my kids, guys. So now we will continue for that time. So yesterday we have discussed about master slave configuration. Okay, so why would you need a master slave configuration? In case if you want to execute the test with large number of users. Large number of users. Okay. In case if you want to execute the test with large number of users and your master machine or the main machine or your Jmeter machine is not able to support those many users. Okay. Your Jmeter machine is not supporting those many users. Then you need this master slave configuration. Can I have more than one slave, guys? Can I have more than one slave? Okay, so is that an interview question? No, but I just want you to know, test your knowledge. Can I have more than one slave? Quickly, yeah, yeah. If the one slave, if you have added that, if you have added one slave, and even then it is not able to give you the number of users that you want, you can add one more and one more and one more. Instead of having lot of slaves, people usually go for the tools like Jmeter and Octopuff. Okay, if you're going for the tools, these options, all you have to do is upload your script that you have created on Jmeter into these platforms and just say, I wanted to run with this number of users. Automatically, these tools will give you with a very, very nominal prices. Okay, so instead of setting up this master slave configuration, people usually go with this kind of tools. Okay, they work seamlessly with your Jmeter, so you need not have to worry. Okay, now the interview question I'm asking you guys. Let me see how many people will answer this question. Okay. Uh, you have opened your Jmeter in a GUI mode. Okay. You have opened your Jmeter in a GUI mode and trying to execute the test with 500 users. Okay. 500 users. Okay. Now, okay. What did you do? You open the Jmeter in the GUI mode and trying to execute the test with 500 users. Okay. Execute the test with 500 users. Now, okay. Jmeter is hanging up. Okay, you started the test, okay, you started the test. Jmeter is hanging up. Okay, so in India they call it as stuck. Okay, so hanging up. So which means that it's stuck. Okay, so it's totally hanged up. So what does this mean? Jmeter is hanging up. You started the test, Jmeter is hanging up. What does this mean? Jmeter is not supporting those 500 users. Now, what is your next step, guys? As a Jmeter expert, what is your next step? Can somebody unmute yourself and speak? My speakers are up. Or type it in the chat window. If it's too hard to type it in the chat window, please unmute yourself and speak. Okay, Jmeter is not supporting those 500 users. That's what it means. So what would you do now? Okay, so a volunteer has unmuted himself. Yes, Shapora, go ahead and speak. Somebody, please.
Oh, sorry. I think no, I did not mean to mute myself. Sorry.
Okay, fine, not an issue. Anybody in the class get? Okay, Athena says go with the master slave configuration because 500 users are not supporting. So more probably you will go with the master slave setup, 250 on the master, 250 on the slave. You can do that, but the first thing that you have to do is execute the test in a non-GUI mode. Okay, here you are trying to execute in the GUI mode. So you open the Jmeter in the GUI mode. Usually you open the Jmeter in the GUI mode, it will take a lot more resources from your machine than non-GUI mode. So execute the test in a non-GUI mode. Okay, this should be your first step. Even in the non-GUI mode, there are a lot of failures or the test is not happening properly, the execution is having issues and all that. This is when you know that your master machine is not supporting, then you go with the master slave configuration. Always remember, guys, when you execute the main test, it always has to be on the non-GUI mode. Yes, you can execute in the GUI mode only to check if your script is working fine or not. Okay, once you know that the script is working fine and all that, you set up everything and execute the test in a non-GUI mode. This is what is the expectation, guys. Even in a non-GUI mode, it is not working properly. This is when you go with a master slave configuration or maybe take help of tools like Jmeter or Octopus. Okay, are we clear, guys? Everybody? I thought everybody will jump and answer this one, but I'm surprised. But at least, are we clear with this part now? Okay, thank you. Now we'll go ahead and create a test scenario, guys. We go ahead and create a test scenario. Okay. Today we'll work on creating the test scenario in the LoadRunner. In LoadRunner, if you have to create a test scenario, how would you create a test scenario in LoadRunner, guys? In the LoadRunner tool, if you have to create a test scenario, which component or which component of LoadRunner you would use to create the test scenario? I know it's been a while, but if you are keeping in touch with the subject, it should not be difficult. You use the tool called controller to create the test scenario. Okay, but here in Jmeter, you don't have any separate component, you don't have a controller, you don't have anything to create the test scenario. In Jmeter itself, okay, Jmeter itself, you can create the clear. Okay, so Diva, there is nothing like recording in the controller. You record in the Vusion, you create the scripts in the Vusion, then you upload those scripts into controller. Okay, you should go back and refer to those videos, Diva. Okay, but your controller guess is right, Diva. Okay, it's a good guess, but you have to keep in touch, Diva. Okay, if you want to break the interview, you have to keep in touch with the subject that has happened. Okay, it will be in the controller, but we will not be able to record anything in the controller. Okay, only execute in the controller. Okay, so the Jmeter itself, okay, using Jmeter itself, we have to use Jmeter itself is used to create the scenario. Okay, that's the scenario. Now, okay, let me see. Okay, let's say there are three scripts. Let's say there are three scripts. Okay, there are three scripts. Okay, purchase a dog. Okay, and then the script 2 is purchase a fish. Okay, and script 3 is purchase a cat. Okay, let's say you have created these three scripts. Okay, if it was in LoadRunner, you would have created these three scripts in the ViewGen and then upload all the three scripts into the controller and execute at once. So since you have uploaded all the scripts in the controller and executing at once, we would call it as a test. Okay, but in Jmeter, you have created these three scripts using the Jmeter itself. You have recorded, you have enhanced, you have added the timers, you have added the session points, you have done the correlation, you have done the parameterization, and you make sure that all the scripts are in the working condition. Now, when the actual load test is executed, all these three scripts needs to be executed at once. Okay, all these three scripts needs to be executed at once. Are we clear, guys? Okay, when your actual load test is being executed, okay, so you need to execute all these three scripts at once, and whatever the setup that you create to make sure all the three scripts are executed at once, we call that as a test scenario. And here, okay, we are creating the test scenario to create a load test. Here we are creating a test scenario to create the load test. Okay, for example, purchase a dog needs to be executed, let's say, with 10 users. Okay, purchase the fish, let's say it is executed with 15 users. Okay, purchase the cat, let's say it is being executed with 20 users. Okay, let's assume this is what it is. So these three scripts needs to be executed at once, and that too, the first script with 10 users, second script with 15 users, third script is with 20 users. Okay, so and all these three scripts needs to be executed with these many users. Okay, so why these many users? Because as a part of NFR, it's clearly said that purchase a dog needs to be executed with 10 users, fish 15 users, cat 20 users. Okay, this is as per the NFRs. Now, okay, let's assume there are only 3 scripts for your project. If there are 10 scripts, all the 10 scripts needs to be executed at once. If there are 20 scripts, all the 20 scripts needs to be executed at once. But for this demonstration in the class, let's assume there are only 3 scripts, and all these 3 scripts needs to be executed at once. Okay, so are we clear this? Are we clear so far, all of you? I'm going through little quickly for the test scenario and load test, because all these concepts are there already. I've explained in the LoadRunner where I'm discussing about LoadRunner. That's the reason why I'm going through quickly. I hope by now you know what is a load test, stress test, endurance test, and all that. Okay, so whatever the setup that we create to create either a load test or a soak test or an endurance test or a scalability test, that is what we call it as a test scenario. Okay, we call it as a test scenario. So there are only 3 people who are responding. I want everybody in the class to respond, guys, please. Okay, that's when I'll get the energy. Otherwise, I don't get the confidence that you are understanding. Okay, if you don't understand something, please let me know. At least if I can explain something, I'll explain it. Otherwise, I would have to skip. Okay, now let's see how we can create this test scenario. How we can create the test scenario with all these 3 users. Okay, so with all these 3 scripts. Okay, first we will create a test scenario which is for a load test. Then we'll create a test scenario maybe for a soak test. Okay, then we'll create a test scenario for a scalability test. Okay, let's try to do it for these three things, guys. Okay, first we'll create a test scenario for load test, then soak test, then a scalability test. Okay, so that you get a feel for as to how to do it. First we'll start with the load test. Okay, so carefully observe, guys. I need these 3 scripts, so I've already created these 3 scripts. Okay, let me see where those 3 scripts are. It should be in the Jmeter scripts, and then okay, here it is not there. Hang on. Okay, so it is there here. Okay, hang on. There are 2 places where I'm keeping the scripts. Okay, here is the Jmeter scripts, group scripts. Okay, load test scripts. So I have 3 scripts here, guys. Okay, this is purchase the dog, and purchase the dog, purchase the fish, and purchase the cat. You see .jmx file. So these are 3 scripts. So using these 3 scripts, I'll create a test scenario. Okay, first open your Jmeter, guys. Okay, so let me copy this path where all my scripts are there. Okay, for now what I'll do is I'll move this particular folder onto my desktop so that it is easy for me. So I'm putting this on my desktop. Okay, so here is the scripts, guys. Okay, so let me open my Jmeter here. Okay, wonderful. Okay, now what I do first in a test scenario, I'm trying to create a test scenario. I'm going to call this as a load test. Okay, so save this test plan as a load test. Okay, save this test plan as a load test. So let me save it on my desktop. Okay, load test. Usually I'll put a timestamp as well so that I know when I've created is 0130 on 30th date I've created it. Okay, let me save this in this folder. So I've saved it. Okay, now the load test is been created. Now first to this load test, what should I do? I have to add a script called purchase a dog. Okay, so let me add it. How do I add it? Just go here. Okay, right click. Okay, see if there is any option called merge. Yes, there is an option called merge. You can do it from here, or you can say file and you can do a merge. However you are comfortable, you can right click on the test plan and you say merge. Okay, or from the file you can merge it. Okay, now you're trying to add what? Trying to add what? Purchase a dog. So this is the purchase the dog script. Just double click on that particular script. Okay, and the script is added. And the script is okay. Now to this test scenario called load test, first script is added. Okay, first script is added. There are some things which are not readed. So you can delete all these guys. I can add these listeners at the later point of time. Okay, for now I'll delete it. Okay, for now I'll delete all. This is already disabled, so I'll delete that and I'll delete all these particular listeners. I'll add this at the later point of time. To avoid confusion, I'm deleting, guys. Okay, there's no other reason. At the later point of time, and it seems that there are some user-defined variables for username, password, and display name. Okay, so which my script is taking, so I'll add this particular config element at the top. Okay, now for this test scenario, purchase the dog script has been added. Now second script is purchase the fish. Okay, later on I'll set up this for 10 users. Okay, I'll do this setup at the later point of time. Then I'll add this purchase the fish script, guys. So again, right click and then merge. Purchase the fish script, you add it. You see, purchase the fish script is added, guys. Purchase the fish script is added. Okay, so again there are some listeners that are coming through with this, so I'll delete at this point of time. Okay, so again this user defined variables is the same username, password, and display name, which is already over here, so I don't need double two times, so I'm going to delete this one. Okay, now purchase the dog is added, purchase the fish is added. Now I'm going to add purchase the cat. Okay, so right click on this, merge. Okay, purchase the cat. Okay, you see, purchase the cat. Again, all these listeners are added, so I'll delete all these components, which is the reputation. Okay, now you see the user defined variables, username, password, and then display name. All the variables are used in all these three scripts. This is purchase the dog, this is purchase the fish, and this is purchase the cat. Okay, fish seems to be little different. The thread group for the dog and thread group for the cat is similar, but the fish is different. Don't worry about it. I'm going to add the same thing right now. Okay, thread group. Okay, so for the fish, it seems to be different, so you might get confused. So I'm going to add this into the regular thread group. Okay, so okay, so this is purchase the fish. Okay, so now I have all the scripts added, guys. Okay, purchase the dog is added, purchase the fish is added, purchase the cat is added. Now three different scripts. Okay, which you have created the scripts. Okay, so these three different scripts we have created at three different points of times. Now what did I do? I've added all these three scripts into one particular script. Okay, which is the load test 0130 JM. I've added all the scripts to one script. Why? Because all the three scripts needs to be executed at once. All the three scripts needs to be executed at once. Okay. Now this is merged. So are we clear so far, guys? Are we clear so far? So I've merged three different scripts into one single script, and I'm calling it as a load test. Okay. So wonderful. Okay. And I named it appropriately. I'm calling this as a load test. Now, always remember that there is one thing. Okay. So where is my page? Okay, So whenever we create a load test, okay, how long the load test will execute for, guys? How long the load test will execute for? I expect somebody to answer this. Okay, Hago says 1 hour. How many of you agree with it? Okay, how many of you agree with it? Yeah, 1 hour. Okay, usually the steady state for the load test should be 1 hour. Okay, the steady state for the load test should be for how many hours? 1 hour. I've seen some companies doing it for 2 hours as well, but that is very, very rare. Typically 1 hour should be good enough, and there will be some ramp up, and then there will be some ramp up. Do you agree with me, guys? There will be some ramp up, and then there will be ramp up. Okay, so so let's assume this is the graph. Okay, so this is your 1 hour. Okay, on the x-axis you have this scenario elapsed time. Okay, elapsed time, and this is for 1 hour. Okay, you wanted to run the test for 1 hour. Okay, this is for 1 hour. Okay, and here, you have the number of virtual users. Number of virtual users. Okay. Now, in this scenario is being executed with how many users, guys? This scenario is being executed with how many users? This scenario is being executed with how many users? 20 plus 15 plus 10, total 45 users. Okay, so you have to run the test with 45 users. So you ramp up all the users at once. Let's assume this is your 45 mark. Okay, this is your 45 mark. Okay, so number of users are 45. So you have started all the users at once, which is 45, and then what? You run the test for how many hours? 1 hour, and then you stop all the users at once. Is this a good way of doing it, guys? Is this a good way of doing? You started all the 45 users at once, and then you ran it for 1 hour and then stopped it. This is definitely not the good way. You know it. So what you're supposed to do, guys, you are not supposed to start all the 45 users at once. You take little bit of time, one by one. Okay, you start all the users one by one, so that you would have certain ramp up. Then you run your test for 1 hour. Then you stop all the users. So since you are not starting all the users at once, you're starting, let's say, 5 users now, and after 5 seconds 5 more users, after 5 seconds 5 more users, after 5 seconds 5 more users. So you're giving little bit of time. Okay, just like your education. Okay, you will not be taught all the subjects at once. Little bit you will be taught on the first grade, then little more they add it to the second grade, then third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, like this. As you grow up, so they keep adding the subjects, adding the knowledge, adding more stuff, so that you'll be learning little by little. So similarly, you don't want to stop all the 45 users at once. You'll be starting some users, 5 users for 5 seconds, then 5 more users, then 5 more users. Like that, once you reach 45 users, you run your load test, then you stop all of them. All of them one by one as well. So you have a ramp up, steady state time. Okay, so for all the 45 users. So similarly, now first you go to the doc script. Doc script, how many users? And in LoadRunner, you can set up all the 45 at once. Okay, for all the 45 users, you can set up the scenario at once as to what is the ramp up, what is the steady state, and what is the ramp down. But here it will be on the script wise. Here it will be in the script wise. Purchase a doc with how many users you are running? 10 users. Okay, and ramp up period in seconds. Okay, ramp up period in seconds. How much time you wanted to take the ramp up? If you remember, in LoadRunner, for the ramp up period, we have said 5 users for every 15 seconds is what we have done the ramp up. Okay, so this is a good ramp up. For every 15 seconds, you are ramping up how many? 5 users. So then there are 10 users here. So how much time it will take for the 10 users? 30 seconds. So I'll give 30 seconds is the ramp up period. There is no per user or per 55 users 15 seconds. There is nothing like that. For all the 10 users, you have to calculate the ramp up period. So for 5 users, it is 15 seconds. For 10 users, it is 30 seconds. So 5 users for every 15 seconds is a good ramp up period. So if we have 10 users, given the ramp up period as 30 seconds. Okay, and how long you want it to run? Do you want it to run it for forever, guys? How long you want it to run? You want it to run it for forever? Or you want it to run for 1 hour? You want it to run for 1 hour. So forever is not a right option. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to go with a scheduler. You want it to go with a scheduler, and you see how long you want it to run. You want it to run for 1 hour. Okay. Can I give one here, guys? Can I give one here, guys? Can I give one here? I wanted to run for 1 hour. Should I give one here? Diva says give 60. Can I give 60 here? Should I give 60 here? Okay. Watch carefully here. Duration is in what? Seconds. So 1 hour is how many seconds? Can somebody tell me? I'm poor with maths. Please help me out there. Okay. 60 multiplied by 60. 3,600. 1 hour contains 60 minutes. 1 minute contains 60 seconds. So 1 hour contains how many seconds? 3,600 seconds. Okay. So simple math, guys. Okay. 1 hour contains how many minutes? Okay. 1 hour contains 60 minutes. Okay. And 1 minute, every 1 minute contains 60 seconds. Okay. So overall 1 hour contains how many seconds? 60 multiplied by 60. So which will be what? 3,600 seconds. Okay. So 3,600 seconds. Okay. So now, okay, you give 3,600 seconds. Okay. Now, okay. So delay, startup delay. So you don't want it to delay. You want it to as soon as the click on the run button. I want all the users to start up. If you wanted to give a startup delay for whatever the reason, you wanted the steps to start after, let's say 10 minutes. 10 minutes is what? 360 seconds. You can give that. So I don't see a reason why you wanted to start a little late. Okay, there might be some certain situations wherein you wanted to start a little late. Okay, that is agreed. Okay, I can discuss about a later point of time why you wanted to give this startup delay, but this is not required. Usually, 99 out of 99 times of or 99 times out of 100, you don't want it to start it. Okay, now this is what you can set it up. This is what you can set it up. Okay. I don't know if we should enable this forever or not. Just give me one moment, guys. So let me see if I've enabled this forever. Will it run for this time or will it run for forever? I'm not 100% sure. Is anybody sure, guys? Should I enable this forever or disable this forever? Because I don't use this thread group. I use another thread group called Ultimate Thread Group. But in this thread group, should I use this one, guys, forever? I've done this playing around a lot some time back. Is anybody who's good with here? Yeah, forever. Okay. So I think this needs to be enabled. Later on, you can play around, guys. Or tomorrow I'll play around and I'll come back to this. I think only if you enable this forever, then this will work. Okay, I'll disable this forever. Let me disable. Hang on, guys. Let me do one simple thing. Okay. Just give. I'm trying to figure out something here. Okay, view test results. So let me start the test. Okay, there seems the users are ramping up, so there is no issue. Okay, so it is working. Okay, so hang on, there are think times here. No, just give me one moment, guys. Let me see what is happening. There are 10 users, and you are ramping up in 30 seconds, and forever is there, so it is working properly. There is no issues. Okay. Okay, so let me disable the forever here. Okay, and let me add the think times. Usually in the real world, the think times has to be there. Let me add the think times, guys. Okay, so let me run this. Okay, either way it is starting. All the users are starting now, but I don't know how long it will run. Oh, I haven't disabled. Hang on, guys. One second. 1 second, please. Okay. Ready? Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. Bye. Okay. So there is something that, okay, observe here, guys. I've disabled and then trying to save it, automatically it is enabling it. So if you have a scheduler, okay, you don't give any number here, okay, that then it will be a problem. Let's say I've given for 10, then I save it then it will work here. But if I put a scheduler, I can't give a number here. That's incorrect. So I have to enable this. So this has to be enabled, guys, for a scheduler, because if you disable it and the scheduler is on because you don't want it to run for forever, because you want to schedule for a period of time which is for 1 hour, and you save it automatically, it is getting enabled. So it has to be enabled. Okay, my guess is correct. It has to be enabled. Okay, but you can play around as well. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so you want it to run for a certain period of time, which is good. Now you see, what did I do here? Carefully observe this. I have set up a ramp up. Okay, I have set up a steady state. Okay, so ramp up, I have set it up using this option, and a steady state, I have set it up using this option. Okay, but there is no option of ramp down if you are using this kind of thread group. You see, nowhere I can define a ramp down. Nowhere I can define a ramp down. Ramp up, I can define it over here, and steady state, I can define it over here, but there is no ramp down that is defined. So very rarely, I mean not very rarely, it might not be the best thing to use. I've seen a lot of people using this thread group, even though there is no ramp down, they will go ahead and use this simple thread group, okay, and define only ramp up and steady state, and they don't define the, okay, but if you're very particular about defining the ramp down, it is possible. We can do it. I'm going to tell you how to do it after the break. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do it after the break. Just hold on for 10 minutes. After the break, I'm going to tell you what is the changes we need to do so that we can define the ramp down as well. Just take that 10 minutes break, guys. I'll be keeping you on mute. I'm not stopping the recording. Okay. I hope you're enjoying this class. I'll be there shortly. Guys, can you hear me? Can one of you please confirm if you are able to hear me? Okay. Okay, guys. So before the break, we were going through this test group, thread group, and we were trying to define the ramp up and the steady state. And we kind of figured out that the default thread group, this element which comes with the Jmeter, it's not visually, it's not comfortable, and at the same time, you will not be able to define the ramp down as well. Okay, if you're very particular about defining the ramp down, and visually you wanted to see how the users are being ramped up and steady state and ramped down. Okay, you wanted to see that graph as well to see how you have designed your load test. That is not possible using this default thread group which Jmeter gives. So in these cases, you can go with another thread group called ultimate thread group. Okay, ultimate thread group, and this ultimate thread group, it's not a default. 1 minute, yes. Prakash. Hello. Yeah, Prakash in class no half an hour. అలా ఎవరికొంత వాళ్ళకి ఏం నేర్పించద్దామా? నేను మాట్లాడతాను చెప్పు, నన్ను మాట్లాడమని చెప్పు. ఓకే, ఇప్పుడైతే వద్దని చెప్పు, సార్ తోటి మాట్లాడి ఏదైనా నాతో మాట్లాడిన తర్వాతనే కంటిన్యూ. ఓకే. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So we have another thread group called ultimate thread. Okay, so this ultimate thread group is where you can define the ramp up, steady state, and ramp. Okay, so by the way, this ultimate thread group, you might not be able to see it as I'm seeing it. Why? Because this is actually a plugin. Okay, it doesn't come with the default by default with Jmeter. You have to go to the plugin and you have to add it. Okay, so I've already told you how to add a particular plugin from the plugin manager. Okay, I already told you how to add a particular plugin from the plugin manager. As you can see here, guys, as you can see here, this is the plugin manager. Okay, this is the plugin manager. You see here, this is the plugin manager, and I've already added this ultimate thread group, okay, to my plugin manager. First, what I will do is I will uninstall it and then go ahead and install it. You see custom thread groups, this is what I have added. Okay, I will uninstall this. You see, apply changes and restart the Jmeter. Okay, now you see, since I have uninstalled it, I will not be able to see that ultimate thread. I am still able to see the ultimate thread group. Hang on, custom thread groups is still there. Okay, uninstalling the plugin. Okay, okay, so you just uncheck it, automatically it's getting uninstalled. You need not have to do anything. Apply the changes and restart the Jmeter. It has uninstalled the plugin. Okay, apply the changes. Okay, the test items are not saved. Do you wish to save? No. So let me see, guys. Now it gets uninstalled. I should not be able to see it now. Yeah, see, I think since I've added this, it's not getting uninstalled. So let me do it now. Okay, so usually it gets uninstalled. Still there. Not sure why it is not getting uninstalled. Typically, you uncheck this, it gets uninstalled, and you apply the changes, it works. But for some reason, okay, it's not getting uninstalled. Not 100% sure. Typically, it does. You see, it has uninstalled it. Okay, uninstall the plugin, JPDC cost 209, and apply the changes and restart the. somehow for some reason it is not getting uninstalled, guys. Not an issue. So for you, if it is not there, go to the available plugins and then search for thread groups and search for thread groups. Okay, so there are other ways we can uninstall. Hang on, guys. First, let me uninstall it so that I can install it. So there are other ways wherein we can do it. This is 5.1.1, right? So let me go to that particular 5.1.1 and then do it. Or maybe let's try with the newer version. Okay, let's try with the newer version. Hang on. Okay. Let me open the 5.2.1. Okay, so Apache Jmeter. Okay, we have the plugin manager here as well. Okay, let me see the custom thread group is added here. Yes. Okay, so we have installed the thread group. Okay, wonderful. Apply the changes. Okay, restarted the Jmeter. Okay, now let me see if this is uninstalled. Oh, it is still here. I'm not sure why. It is not getting uninstalled. Oh, so weird. Okay, maybe that could be some issue. Okay, so uninstalling is not a problem, guys. Okay, if it's not getting uninstalled, it's okay. So for you, if it is not there, the custom thread group, if you go here, right click, add the thread groups. If this ultimate thread group that I am about to use now, it's not there, you go to the plugin manager, go to the available plugins, and just say thread group. Okay, thread group. You should be able to see this custom thread groups here. You should be able to see the custom thread groups over here. Click on the custom thread groups. Automatically, the thread group, the plugin will be installed, and you just say apply changes and restart the Jmeter, so that the custom thread group will be added. Okay, so that the custom thread group will be okay. Now open the recent. Okay, so now when you right click on it and you say add threads, you will be able to see this ultimate thread group. I'm telling you guys, I'm warning you, you will not be able to see this ultimate thread group unless you go to the plugin manager and add this relevant plugin. What is the relevant plugin for this one? Custom thread groups. Okay, custom thread groups. Only if you add this custom thread groups in the plugin manager, you will be able to see this ultimate thread. Okay, so using this ultimate thread group, what is the advantage of ultimate thread group? You can add the ramp up, steady state, and ramp down. You can add the ramp up, steady state, and ramp down using this ultimate thread. Okay. Now you see, I'll transfer the script. I'll transfer the whole script from this thread group to this thread. Okay. So the whole script which is there in the simple thread group, I'm transferring it into the ultimate. So I'm going to delete this script, delete that particular thread group. Now I'm going to name this as dog script. Okay, dog script. If you want to keep this ultimate thread group name as it is, you can keep it, or just an indication that this is an ultimate thread group. If you don't want that, you can delete it. It's just a name. Okay. Now you say now the dog script. All the script is there in this particular thread group. Now you can define the ramp up, steady state, and ramp down over here. Are we clear so far, guys, everybody? Are we clear so far, everybody? Yeah. So why we are taking the ultimate thread group, not the simple thread group? Because we can define the ramp up, steady state, and ramp. Okay. How do I do it? Right click on it, and then ultimate thread group. If it is not here, go to the plugin manager. Make sure go to the available plugins and add this custom thread groups. Since it's already installed, it is showing in my installed thread group. But if it's not installed, this particular custom thread groups is available in the available thread groups. Just say thread, it will show up. Click on it, and then it gets installed, and you say apply changes. Okay, wonderful. Now I define a ramp up, steady state, and ramp down. Just click on add row. How many threads you wanted to start? How many threads you wanted to, or how many users you wanted to run it with? Okay, initial delay, I don't want any initial delay. Startup for this 15 per every 15 seconds, 5 users for every 15 seconds. So 30 seconds is a good ramp up for 10 users. Okay. Yeah. So 5 users is good. 5 users for 15 seconds, for 10 users 30 seconds. So ramp up time is 30 seconds. How long I wanted to hold it for? What is the duration? 3600. And ramp down, again you can give 30 seconds. Okay, so you see here is the ramp up, steady state, and now you will be able to do that. Okay, you'll be able to do that. Are we clear guys? Are we clear? All of you, are we clear? Everybody is there? Okay, this is how you can define a ramp up, steady state, and ramp down. It is much simpler than using a simple thread. Much simpler than using a simple thread group. I would advise you to use the. So they have added multiple rows here. Why? Because you can start the users at different ramp up time, different steady state, and all that. Ramp up is 30, but let's say you want to hold these users only for half an hour. Okay, these 10 users you wanted to run for 36,000. I mean 1 hour. These 10 users, they are ramping up at the same time, but you wanted to run for only half an hour, and ramp down is also same. That's fine. Okay, if you have certain things like that, you can add multiple rows. Okay, certain number of users I wanted to run for certain period of time, certain other users I wanted to run for certain other time. If there is any requirement like that, then you can do this. You can add multiple rows, but very rarely you get to have that kind of requirements. So you usually will have a standard ramp up, steady state, and ramp up. Let's say they said that after half an hour, okay, after half an hour, I want 10 more users to ramp up. Okay, then how do you do it? Okay, after half an hour, I want 10 more users to ramp up. So you said 10, and initial delay half an hour you will give it, which is what, 1800 seconds. After 1800 seconds you ramp up, then you hold for half an hour. There might be some requirement like this. You see, first you ramp up the first 10 users, then after 10 minutes you ramp up 10 more users, and then you run both these 10 users for half an hour. Okay, after half an hour you ramp up 10 more users. If you have any requirements like this, then you can do this, guys. Okay, first 10 minutes you run with only first half an hour you run with only 10 users. The next half an hour you run with 20 users. If you have any requirement like this, then you can do this. Sometimes you might have. Or in the interview recently, one of the students was asked this question. First half an hour you need to run with 10 users. The next half an hour you need to run with 20 users. Is it possible in Jmeter? Yes. Add an ultimate thread group. First start with 10 users and give hold for 3600 seconds. Then you add 10 more users and give an initial delay of 1800 seconds or half an hour, which is 1800 seconds. Then you start the users and hold for half an hour. Okay, so this is how you get it. This was a recently asked interview question, guys. Okay, recently asked interview question. Wonderful. Okay, now this is what we do. So we need it for dog script. We need to do it for fish script as well, right? We need to do it for fish script as well. So what I'll do again, I'll add an ultimate thread group. Okay, ultimate thread group. Okay, I'll move the fish script into this particular ultimate thread group. Name it appropriately. This is fish script. Okay, and then delete this basic thread group. Okay, and fish script, how many users I need to run it with? 15 users. So give 15 users here. Okay, so no initial delay. Startup for every 5 users 15 seconds. So for 15 users it becomes 45 seconds. Hold for how many? 1 hour, which is 3600 seconds. Ramp down again you can give 45 or half of 45, which is 22, whichever you're comfortable. Wonderful. This is done. Okay, do it for cat as well. Go to test plan, thread groups, ultimate thread groups. Okay, so you can call this as a cat script or purchase a cat script or whatever it is. Okay, purchase a cat script is what you can get. Okay, then add a group, and then cat script needs to be run with how many users? 20 users. Give 20 users. So 5 users 15 seconds, 20 users will be 60 seconds. Okay, and hold this for 3600. So for every 5 users, 15 seconds is a good ramp up. So you have 20 users, I've given 60 seconds. And ramp down, you can give 30 seconds or 60 seconds, whichever you're comfortable. Okay, so now your scenario is complete. Your scenario is complete. Now your test scenario load test, which which you wanted to run the dog script with 10 users, fish script with 15 users, cat script with 20 users, all this is ready. You can go ahead and click on run button so that your load test will be executing. Your load test will be executing. Are we clear, guys? Are we clear? I'm not going to execute it now. Okay, there are small things that I wanted to do before I execute. Okay, but are we clear with this, all of you? Okay. Now, this is your load test. This is the test scenario, and this test scenario represents what? A load test. Test scenario represents a what? A load test. You can give a name here. Giving it's a load test. Okay, you can give a name, appropriate name, saying it's a load test. One. Okay, so this is your load test. This is your load test. Okay, now, okay, let's say you wanted to build a soak test, or soak test. Sometimes some people call it as endurance test as well. Okay, some people call it as endurance test as well. So we need to build a test scenario for this endurance test as well. Okay, we need to build a test scenario for this soak test as well. Okay, so I'll save this test plan as endurance test. Okay, endurance test. Okay. Okay, I'll save this test scenario as an endurance test, and it is built on 01/30 day. Okay, and save it over here itself. Okay, save it. Wonderful. Just by saving this test scenario as an endurance test, it will not become an endurance test. Now you tell me, endurance test runs for how long, guys? Load test runs for 1 hour. Endurance test runs for how many hours? Endurance test runs for how many hours, guys? Quickly. Okay, 8 hours or 16 hours or 24 hours. Let's design it for 8 hours. Okay, and with 100% of the peak load, or how many with what load? Okay, this is your peak load. Okay, so you need to run the endurance test with the same kind of load or a different load. Option 1, same kind of load. Option 2, different load. Quickly. Okay. Endurance test, I'm not talking about a load test. Load test will be run with the maximum load, but soak test or endurance test, how many, with what load you run it? With the same load, which is the maximum load. In this case is this one, 45. So you run with 45 users or less than 45 users. Option 1, 45 users. Option 2, less than 45 users. Okay, less than the maximum load. Typically, it will be 50% of your maximum load, or I used to handle 70% of the maximum load. In my company, most of the clients that I work with, I always used to recommend 70% of the maximum load. Okay, I've seen some companies go with 50% of the maximum load as well for the endurance test. Okay, let's assume 70% of the maximum load. In this case, let's design it with 70% of the maximum load. If the client has not given any requirement, by default, you go with 70% of the maximum load. So 7 users here. Okay, so 7 plus 3, 10 users. Okay, 20 means 40 users. I'm doing with 70% of the maximum load. 70% of 10 users is 7. 70% of 15 users is close to 10 or 11 users. 70% of 20 users is 40 users. So now I need to change this test scenario so that these are applicable. Okay, so with what load you are running? Purchase the dog needs to be run with what? 7 users, because this is not a load test, this is a endurance test. And how long you need to run it with? How long you need to run it with? 8 hours. Okay, can somebody do a math and tell me 8 multiplied by 36,000? This is 1 hour, right? You need to run it with 8 hours, which means that you need to multiply 3,600 with 8. So can somebody do a math and let me know what is the number? 8 multiplied by 3,600. Please, guys, please be attentive. Okay. Okay, 28800. Okay. Thank you, guys. Okay, 28800. 2880. Okay, so and then shutdown is also same. Okay, now fish script had how many users? 10 users, because we are doing with the 70% of the maximum load or peak load. So we need to run this with 10 users. And again 58,800. Okay, same thing with cat script, you need to run it with 14 users. And this one. Now this test scenario that you have built, with multiple scripts, with each script running with multiple users, this test scenario represents what? It represents an endurance test. It represents a presents a endurance test. Okay. Similarly, we can build a scalability test as well. It will not take more than 5 minutes for me to do a scalability test. Let's go with the scalability test as well. Scalability test will be executed with how many users test? How many hours? How long will be the scalability test will be executed? Load test 1 hour, soak test 8 hours. Scalability test how many hours? Any idea you remember? We have discussed this in thoroughly when we are discussing about theory. How long we run the scalability test for? Usually we run it for 1 hour. Usually run the scalability test for how many hours? It will be for 1 hour. Okay, it will be for 1 hour. Okay, then with how many users the scalability test will be executed? How many users the scalability test will be executed? Okay, is it with 100% of the maximum load, or greater than 100%, or less than 100%? Three options, guys. Okay, scalability test equal to 100% of the maximum load, or greater than 100% option 2, or less than 100% option 3. Option 2. Okay, how much if it is greater than 100%? How much? We cannot take a call on it. The client needs to tell us how much. Okay, the client needs to tell us how much. Let's say here is the NFR. In the NFR space, 1 year from now, okay, the load is increased by the load is doubled. The load has doubled. Let's make this NFR simple for you. Okay, the load has doubled. Okay, what did the client say? The load has doubled. Increased by 100%. Okay, is increased by 100%. What does this mean? It has doubled, right? The load is doubled. Okay, the load is doubled, which means that 10 users have become what? 10 users have become what? 20 users. It becomes, this is an NFR, guys. This is an NFR. Okay, as a part of NFR gathering, you are supposed to gather this information. And he said 1 year from now, the load is increased by 100%, which means that it has doubled. So this has become 30 users, and this has become 20 users. Okay, so now let me save this scenario. Okay, save this test plan. Save this test plan as what? Scalability test. Okay. Okay, and here we name this as scalability as well. Okay, and here the number of users has doubled, means how many? This has become 20 users. Okay, so put 20 here, and again this one is what? You need to run it for 1 hour, which is 3,600. Okay, and this users purchase the fish is 30 users. You are making the changes to this test scenario, guys. Okay, this is again 3,600. Okay, and purchase the cat, how many users? 20 users. This is 20, no, this is 40, sorry. Okay, so start that at 40 users, and again this you need to run it for not 8 hours, but okay, now your scalability test scenario is ready. Okay, so this test scenario represents now scalability test. Depending on the time, depending on the user, the test will change. The same test scenario, you can either call it as a load test or a scalability test or an endurance test. And what changes from test to test? The number of users and how long you are running it. Are we clear, guys? Now all the test scenarios are ready. All the test scenarios are ready. We have a load test. So where did I save all this? Where did I save all this? Okay, if they are saved in desktop, load test scenario, scalability test, load test, and a endurance test. Everything is saved here. Okay, everything is saved here. Okay, so scalability test also I'll give the naming convention. Okay, save the test plan as okay. Scalability test with a timestamp on that. This is done on 30. It is good to give a timestamp. Okay, so let me look at it in the folder. Make sure all the tests are there. This is not here, so this is there on the desktop. Okay, so you see now, let me modify. I have a scalability test. Okay, I have a scalability test, endurance test, and load test. All of them are created on the same day, which is 30th Jan. Okay, now I'll go ahead and execute the load test, guys. I'll go ahead and execute the load test. So can you hold on for 15 more minutes, all of you, so that I'll execute the load test, or we will do it tomorrow, guys? We'll do it tomorrow. What do you think? We'll do it tomorrow, or can you hold on for 15 more minutes? It's totally up to you how you want it to do it. Do it today, do it today. Okay, everybody is saying doing it today, so let's go ahead and do it today. I don't want to execute the scalability test. Let me execute the load test. It doesn't matter what you execute, but look, since we have designed the load test first, so let's go ahead and execute the load test. Before executing the load test, there are a couple of things I wanted to do, guys. There are a couple of things I wanted to do. Okay, watch carefully, watch carefully. Okay. Okay, so now I wanted to add all the listeners. I know we need to add this aggregate report, summary report, okay, so that you get a good idea as to what is happening. Okay, so view results with summary reports and aggregate report. I have already spoken about these two listeners, and this listener we have been using it. But there is one thing that I want you to make sure is here there is a lot of activities going on. This script is executed with 10 users, okay, and then you are running it for 1 hour. So same thing with fish, this execute with 15 users, and this one is getting executed with 20 users, and you're running it with 1 hour. Okay, so a lot of activity is going on. So you don't want to capture all that log, otherwise the log will become really big. So usually what people would do is to minimize the log, they say capture the log only when the error occurs. Okay, because it will generate a huge log, and even though you need to figure out what is the issues going on, it becomes difficult if you have a huge log. So what you are saying, generate the log only when the error occurs. Why? Because you are running it with a lot of users and you are running it for a longer period of time. So there's so much log that happens appears. So you capture only when the error occurs. That's one thing. And the second point is definitely make sure there are think times added. Without the think times, okay, without the think times, the things happen very fastly and apply. I mean, a lot of load is applied on the server. You don't want it to get into that situation. Think times needs to be added, and also pacing needs to be added, guys. Pacing needs to be added. So in the workload modeling, okay, as per the workload modeling, okay, so the pacing needs to be calculated. I don't want it to go to the workload modeling, let's say, but let's say the pacing is already calculated. Pacing is already calculated. Okay, so pacing is already calculated by the workload modeling. Let's assume that pacing is calculated. Okay, so let me give you the pacing. Okay, let's assume purchase a dog. The pacing is, let's say, okay, 2 minutes. 2 minutes means 120 seconds. Do everything in seconds. And for purchase the fish, let's say the pacing is 180 seconds. And for purchase the cat, let's say the pacing is 100 seconds. Okay, so usually using the workload modeling you get the pacing, but let's say this is the pacing. So we need to add the pacing as well. We need to add the pacing as well. How can we add the pacing? Watch carefully. Add okay, add what is the controller that I mean this thing that I wanted to add is uh, flow control action. I need to add, okay, flow control action. Can you see? Okay, here is the flow control action, sampler flow control action. Make sure the flow control action is added inside this. Okay, in the flow control action itself you can give the time, which is 120 seconds. This works. Okay, this works. Okay, or people don't usually give it here. Okay, they leave it as it is, and then right click, then you add a timer inside it and add a constant timer, and here you can add this time, which is 120 seconds. Okay, 120 seconds. Now what does this mean? Okay, and here I can name this as basic. I can name this as basic. Okay, so here the think time is not required. You can delete this think time. Now you see the whole script is executed, and after the whole script is executed, it will wait for the pacing time. And how long it will wait? 120 seconds. And where did I get this 120 seconds? From the workload modeling sheet. Okay, if you have done the workload modeling with using the little flaw, you will be able to okay, are we clear, guys? All of you, are we clear? All of you, Yeah, okay, wonderful. Okay, let's do it for the other scripts as well. Okay, so now go to the fish script, and here in this simple controller, right click, add the flow control action. Okay, inside the flow control action, add the timer, which is a constant timer, and here I wanted to add 180 seconds. Okay, I'm going through fast because it's the same steps, and name it appropriately. Okay, here is the pacing. Okay, wonderful. And here the pacing is there. I don't think you need a think time right at the end. Okay, and similarly for the dog also, I mean, for the dog script as well, you can add the pacing. Okay, and then for here, let's say it is 100 seconds, add the pacing appropriately. Okay, name this particular element appropriately, which I'm using it for pacing. Okay, now your scenario is absolutely ready, guys. There's no issues with it. But one final thing. Okay, so once the test is done, you get the results. The results will be there in the summary report. The results will be there in the aggregate report. Okay, but usually the client expects some dashboard report with the graphs and all that. Okay, so you go ahead and execute this. Let me go ahead and execute this. Okay, you go ahead and execute this, you would have the results. Let me see if there are any errors. If there are any errors, it will show up here, guys. If there are any errors in the whole scenario, it will show up here. Luckily, there are no errors. The users are ramping up. You are executing the whole test with 45 users. Is that the expectation? Is that the expectation? Yes, 10 plus 15 plus 20, 45 users. Okay, so I'm not using the master slave configuration. All the 45 users are coming from the master itself, but otherwise you can have the master slave configuration as well. Okay, so now you see in the view results tree there is no activity. Why there is no activity? In the summary report there is activity, you see. Okay, there is activity, so different transactions are getting noted down here. Okay, so there is some activity over here in the summary report. In the aggregate report also there is some activity, but there is no activity in the view results tree. Why, guys? Why there is no activity? Because you see already 43 samplers of home page has been already executed. Okay, select an element, 42 samplers is executed. Select a type, 42 samplers. Select a subtype, 41. So much activity is going on. Okay, but there is no activity. Okay, there is no activity. Okay, there is no activity on the view results tree. Why? Why, guys? Why? Any idea? Good. We have checked only when the error occurs, then there should be an activity. Since so far there is not even a single error, so you haven't seen anything over here. You haven't seen anything over here. Okay? Are we clear, guys? Are we clear, all of you? Are we clear, all of you? Yeah. Okay. Only you see, I have checked this option called error. Only if there is an error occur, then the information related to that error or the log will be captured. Okay, and how long this test is supposed to run? The test is supposed to run for 1 hour. With ramp up and ramp down included, it might be 1 hour 10 minutes or 1 hour 5 minutes. Okay, so this is how long you need to wait until you get the results. But results you're capturing there in the summary report and in the aggregate report, you're capturing the results. Okay. Now, okay, so once the whole test is done, you can save all this information to the table and send this information, which is 90 percentile time, 95 percentile time, and 99 percentile time to your client. And these are in milliseconds, guys. You see, launch a page, how much it is taking? 7.8 seconds. Select an element, how much time it is taking? 3.9 seconds. So it is taking that much time. Okay, it is taking that much time. You can save this into a table. Once the whole test is done, you can save this into the table and you can send that information to the server. You see, save that as a table and you say aggregate report for what? Load test. For load test. And the load test is executed on which date? Okay, and load test is executed on which date? Okay, 01/01. Okay, and it is saved as a CSV file. Okay, you can save it. Okay, let's go ahead and look at that. Usually what you have to do, you have to save this table after the old load test is done. Okay, I haven't stopped this test, or the whole load test is not done yet. So again, let me stop here. There's so much load, and the servers are also not our servers. These are from some other JPEG store CF app server. So I don't want it to put so much load on that. So let me stop this. Let me stop it. Okay, so let me stop the test. Now you see, aggregate report. You can double click on the aggregate report, and you can send this report to your client, saying that this is the 95 percentile line, 99 percentile line. Okay, so this is the only document you have. If you're going with this way, this is the only document you have to showcase to your client, saying that the load test is done. The load test is done. Okay, but client usually expects more than just this Excel sheet. Okay, clients expect a nice dashboard report with all the graphs on this. Just this Excel sheet will not suffice. Okay, so in the LoadRunner, we used to create that if you think you create that report, right, with all the hits per second, everything you wanted, you create that report. Okay, similar kind of report you need to send it on the Jmeter as well. And this Excel sheet is not good enough. Okay, so you need to create the dashboard reports. So if you want to create the dashboard reports, this is not good enough. Okay, so what do we need to do? Okay, what do we need to do? So we need to do something. Wait, hang on guys, let the test stop, and then I'll tell you what needs to be done. I'm just waiting for the test to complete, guys. Okay, so there are 12 more users which are supposed to be ramped down. Okay, it will take its length. Usually I recommend you to do a shutdown, not stop. Stop will abruptly stop everything, so that's not good for the application. Okay, so we wanted it to shut down, so it's taking a little bit of time, guys. Just hold on, make sure all these users are ramped down, then we can start the new test. Okay, now it has totally shut down. Now you can start it. But with this kind of setup, with this kind of test scenario, you are able to only produce one document, which is an Excel sheet, which is not good enough. Which is not good enough. So what do? We need to add one more listener, which we call it as a simple data writer. Okay, simple data writer. The whole log which gets generated, that log will be written to the output file. The log that is getting generated, that log you can store it. You see, write results to a file. Why we need use simple data writer listener? So that you can write the results to an output file or read it from a file as well. But here I'm going to use it to use this particular element, so that I can write the results, the output results of this particular test into a file. Okay, so first, where you wanted to store it, you wanted to store it in the folder called load test results, and here I wanted to store it. Okay, so I'll say the load test results, load test output results. Okay, and this test is done on what, 01030 on 30, and I can save it as a JTL file, or I can save it as a Jmeter log file. What is the JTL file, guys? I think it is called Java text file. I can't remember, guys, what is the full form. Anybody could remember what is the full form of JTL, guys? I think we have discussed in the class. Full form of JTL, Java test log file. Yes. Okay, so let me confirm that. Okay, Jmeter test log files. It's not Java test log file. A good get, Divakar. Only thing is, instead of Java, it's a Jmeter. Okay, it's a Jmeter jets log file. Okay, so you see, it's a JTL file. Okay, so save it as a JTL or save it as a CSV. Both of them works. Okay, both of them works. So first, simple data writer, I'll save it as a CSV file. Okay, I'll save it as a CSV file. I will add one more simple data writer. Okay, I will add one more simple data writer. I'll save this as a JTL file. I wanted to showcase that you can either save it as a JTL file or a CSV file. So I'm saving this as a JTL for CSV. So now, okay, so there are two simple data writer files. The first one will save it as a CSV file. The second one, it will save it as a JTL. Okay. I wanted to showcase that you need not actually, honestly, you need not have to save the results both in CSV and JTL, but I wanted to showcase to you that whether you save it as a CSV file or whether you save it as a JTL file, it will still work is what I wanted to showcase it to you. That's the reason why I am generating the output, whatever the results which are there, I am writing it to a file. First file, I am saving it as a JTL file. The second time, I am saving it as a CSV, both of them. But in the real world, you can either save it as a CSV or JTL. You need not have to save it as both. Okay. But since I wanted to showcase that both will work, I'm adding both. Okay. So wonderful, guys. Let's go ahead and execute it. But I don't want to execute with 10 users, guys. It will add a lot of load on those servers, and these servers are not even our servers. Okay. So let me put a simple load. Okay. Okay. So just to reduce the load, okay, because these are from CS apps. You see, this is not even, we are not holding the servers. This is a different company and sample application. Okay, wonderful. Okay, now let's go ahead and start the test. Let's go ahead and start the test, and the results will be stored in which folder? It will be stored on your desktop on this load test script folder, and will be stored as load test output. Okay, load test output. Okay, load test output results dot JTL, load test output results dot CSV. Okay, wonderful. Okay, let's go ahead and hit on the run button. You slowly observe that the number of users will get started. Okay, so we'll wait for the users to ramp up. Slowly it's ramping up. Out of 15 users, the overall test is running with 15 users. Only 4 users have ramped up. Okay, you'll not be able to see any activity in the view results tree. Only if there is error occurs, you'll be able to see the activity here. So slowly you see the things are happening. Okay, and these results, just these results, everything will be stored into this log files, guys. Everything will be stored into this log files. Okay, so you have a simple data writer, and everything will be stored into this log files. Let the test run for some time. Okay, we have enough log, and then we'll go ahead and open this log and look at the log. But how this log needs to be generated also you can configure, guys. As the test is running, I will talk about these options. As the test is running, I'll talk about these options. I wanted to talk about these options before the test runs, but while the test is running, there's nothing much to talk. So I thought, while the test is running, I'll talk about these options. You can configure and you can tell Jmeter what kind of information you wanted to store in this particular log file. In this .csv log file, what information you wanted to save. You wanted to save the complete XMLs, okay, you can save it. You wanted to save the elapsed time. You wanted to save all the response messages. You wanted to save the success. You wanted to save the response file name. You wanted to save the idle time. What all the things that you wanted to save, you can check it. And some things that you don't wanted it. Let's say you don't wanted to save the thread name. You can uncheck it and then you save it. Or you don't wanted to save certain information. Let's say you don't wanted to save the response code. You can uncheck it. Okay, and then click on OK, then the response codes will not be saved in this output file. So sometimes some people say that, okay, so you don't wanted to save the success, you wanted to save only the failures in the output file. You can uncheck it, only the errors will be saved. So like this, you can customize as to what to save, what not to save. You wanted to save the host file, you wanted to save the error counts, certain information you wanted to save, you can give it as well. Okay, save all the responses to the file name you can give it, so that all the responses, whatever, for every request the response will be saved into the file name. So play around with it so that you will know what to save, what not to save, and play around, save it, open the file, see what has been saved. So you wanted to open the file, better you save it as a .csv file so that you know what is saved, what is not saved. Okay, so that's what it is. So like this, you can configure what is the information that you wanted to save it into this file and what is the information that you wanted to discard. You can configure it. Okay, you can configure it. Now all the 15 users have started and it's been 3 minutes the test is running. Okay, let's run it for 2 more minutes. Let's stop the test. We don't want it to run it for 1 hour, and then we will open the files and see. Okay, so I'll be on mute for the next 2 to 3 minutes, guys. If you have any questions, you can ask me at this point of time. You have any questions, guys?
Kumar, do we have any websites for practicing this kind of applying maximum load and analyzing these kind of results? like any websites?
No. All I have is the sample websites itself, and nothing is maintained by me.
Okay, like for the public domains, shall we apply this kind of loads?
I don't think so. So what you can do is you can install the WebTools application, okay, on your
Okay.
desktop itself, and you can
Okay.
apply as much load as possible so that all the load will be taken by your desktop itself.
Okay.
Okay, because WebTools is installed on your desktop.
Okay. Okay.
Got
For
it?
this one, what about that? This one, what about this DB testing and mobile app testing, Kumar? Like using Jmeter?
It is not part of the course. Again, it is a huge setup and all that. But usually you can set up the proxy. Simple ways to set up the proxy, make sure the mobile phone is there in the same network and capture it. Okay, but it's never a part of the course.
Okay.
Okay, but what people use is set up the proxy and Jmeter, and then make sure your mobile phone is there on the network. Okay, and make some changes on the mobile phone so that traffic goes through the chain. Okay, but then there are other ways, other fancy ways people are doing with an emulator and all. Okay, so just let's give it for a couple of more minutes, guys, and then we will stop the test and we'll start looking at the results. I'll be on mute. Okay, guys, so we will look at the results tomorrow, because once I look at the results, there is so much to explain, generate the dashboard reports, and then look at the dashboard reports and all that as well. Okay, so we will continue this class tomorrow. It's already 8:47, 8:50 is happening. Okay, I'll continue this class tomorrow, and there are other things that I wanted to explain while the execution is happening. So I need some time. I need half an hour to 45 minutes. So tomorrow we'll try to. Tomorrow the class will be little smaller. I'll not extend it for longer period. The class will be only for 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes, because I have a doctor appointment. Okay. So day after tomorrow, we'll try to wrap up on day after tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow, I'll talk about the dashboard reports, and also I'll talk about some elements wherein I'll be able to see the hits per second graph, throughput graph, and all that while the execution is going on. I'll try to see, and then day after tomorrow, I'll tell you how to integrate Jenkins with Jmeter, and then we will wrap up our course, guys. So that's the plan. Tomorrow, smaller period of time, and day after tomorrow, whatever it takes, we will extend it and complete. Okay, I'm stopping the test here, guys. Yeah. So any questions you can ask me at this point of time. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for joining. I'll be here for any questions that you may have. Okay.
Sir, can you
Bye-bye.
share the script?
Diva, tell me, Diva.
Can you share the script, sir?
I shared all the scripts in the group yesterday. You
No,
remember?
no, today's script, today's.
Today's script. Okay, I'll put it in the let the test stop. Okay, it has stopped.
Yeah.
I'll put all of this in the group. Hang on 1 second. I might forget, so let me copy all this into the group. Okay, let me. Okay, I've shared all the scripts. You should have all the scripts now.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. So, Anil, it's all good?
Yes, Kumar. Everything is good. Thank you.
Okay, then. So, Anil, just call me once. There's nothing there to talk, but I just, sometimes I want to catch up with my old friends. So,
Sure.
if
Sure.
you
I'll
wish,
call you.
just give
Yeah,
me a
I'll call
call.
you in 5 minutes. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Kumar.